This question is a top of the list question for anyone who is pursuing masters, anyone who is confused, anyone who's in the starting phase. This question is going to be there. It's either going to be that we're going through a financial crisis, and what's your opinion whether we should go for the masters or not given our reality? Or it's going to be that if we make that big an investment, do you think it's worth it given the current market trends, given the current situations and the political scenarios? And here's my 2 minutes to answering this question. The first thing that I ask anyone who's asking me this question is, tell me, why do you really want to do masters? Now, my question is not negative. My question is basically trying to understand the reason of you doing masters, because I have seen a lot of people doing masters due to the herd mentality, which is a possible problem with us millennials all across. We do masters just because our peers are doing it, just because 90% of my class now does masters, so I feel that's the only viable option to success, which does not happen to be true. So I really need to understand, why does one want to do masters only? Isn't there any other option within the country, within the financial limitations that they have, that they can pursue and still take their career forward? So the first thing you got to finalize is the reason you want to really go for masters and the reason you're looking at a MS program from anywhere outside India. So first, finalize the reason. Then once you have the reason and it is none of peer pressure or, delaying your marriage or delaying the children or delaying something else, if it's not one of these stupid reasons and you really want to learn something, expand your capabilities, become a technology person or get reputable positions in higher companies, go abroad and try to understand their culture, get to understand their business. If it's any of these reasons, then I feel it's viable and it is true that you want to be doing a master's program. Now, let's come to the finances. Now, when I say finances, you're talking about investments. And you cannot really judge investments by how much you're putting in, because if I tell you that you're going to spend somewhere around 30 to 40 lakh and you're going to have a loan of 25 lakh and you will get a loan even after the scholarship, you will be spending somewhere around 25, 30, 35, 40 lakh rupees in the next 2 years, then you are adding a lot of burden to yourself because you are only talking about investments. Now, whether these investments are worth it or not depends on what is the return on investments that you get. You always calculate the return of investments, and if it is more, then you say that, okay, this is a profitable deal for me. That's how you should look at your master's program as well. Is that what university are you going to? What course are you going to take? What are your core subjects that you're going to learn? Are those core subjects one of the areas of strengths for you right now? Are you really interested in doing that? And from that university, what are the placement opportunities? You can connect to people with masters. I can help you connect with people from those universities, and you can really calculate the return on interest and how quickly can you regain all the money that you have invested, pay your loan, and probably come back to the country if you want to, or settle down there by supporting your family financially as well. But that's the idea of investment that you should look at. Don't just look at how much you're putting in, but also look at within how much time can you get back how much money, how much can you save all throughout, what are the chances of your placements, what kind of jobs and roles you can get, and then decide whether it's a good deal or not. Always look at the return on investments, compare it to the initial investments that you have made, and if it's a good profitable deal, then make sure you're taking that decision right. Having said all of this, you need to also stick to the reality of your practical world. I know I meet a lot of people say, my father is retiring, my mom is a homemaker, in the next 3 years I need to be supporting my family, probably a master's is not on the card and I'll not be able to, they need a certain income to start flowing. Then that's your reality, that's the reality you gotta live with, and you gotta go ahead and talk to your parents and tell them that I really want to pursue my master's and I really feel that the return on investments is really high after 4 years, but the next 3 years could be a little tough for us. Can we manage in a way that I can do my master's support you a little here and there by doing an odd job somewhere? And can we like really stick our hands down for the next couple of years, for the next 3 years maybe? You need to have this conversation with your family to understand the kind of reality it is. Let me tell you, masters is not the only thing that makes you successful, that makes you rich. It is at the end of the day, what you do, how much you do, what effort you take, how much does your mind think, how positive you are, how hardworking you are, how smart working you are, that makes you successful in life, that makes you earn money. There is no secret to earn money. You will have uneducated billionaires who are 9th standard, 10th standard dropouts making a ton of money, and you will have the most educated people not making a good amount of money, because at the end, the art of making money depends on yourself and not on just the courses and the graduation and the post-graduation and the degrees that you really take. It's a matter of experience as well. If your reality when you talk to your family really makes you feel that that 20-30 lakh rupees loan is going to be a burden on you, and then your family is really going to be tight on their hands, they got to live hand to mouth, and your parents will really struggle in the next couple of years, if that is your reality, then I feel that you will be making a wrong decision by saying that I'm going to still pursue my masters and let my family struggle. Because at the end of the day, you need to understand that family always will take first priority for you, and it needs to take the first priority for you. I don't say that you cancel your master's program in that case. I do not say that. I probably believe that you first take up a job and start supporting your family financially. You know, maybe in a couple of years you reach a position of stability wherein you say, okay, now I've saved enough money for myself, I've saved enough money for my family that they can survive for the next 2 years, next 3 years, and then probably you can take on the masters head on. But the necessary thing is you stick to the reality. So there are 3 things that you need to do, and these 3 things form my answer to any master student out there who has this dilemma. First, know the why of doing masters. Don't just do masters because everyone's doing it. The herd mentality is going to get you killed. Second is that you check the return on investments, which will depend on the university, the college, the course, the subjects, and the strengths that you have right now. You check the return of investments, combining all of these factors, and we're talking to some people who have pursued masters from the university you are targeting, etc. If it is profitable, then you go ahead with the deal. The third and the most important point is you stick to the reality. Have clear, distinct conversations with your family. See what can pan out, see what you can plan out so that you can financially support your family. If something doesn't pan out immediately, you probably need to do something immediately to financially support your family, to say that, okay, I'm going to take up a job. Make yourself stable, make your family stable, and then again in say a couple of years, decide on whether you want to do the masters again with a financially stable family background, or do you want to wait for a little more, or do you probably have a new success and a career path already set for you. This is going to be my approach, and I hope this helps. This question was asked to me on sayat.me/Saqib Khan Speaks. There are so many questions that you can ask me, and I will make it a point to answer all your questions. Thank you. Keep listening. This is going to add value to you.